Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about The Greasy Strangler, and this is the, third installment in this unofficial trilogy of movies that I hear are good, but just have really weird titles. And this movie is directed by Jim Hoskins, and this is his first feature film, and this movie came out in 2016. And I was excited to check this movie out because I heard that this movie was kind of ridiculous, absurdist, and just does not really care about what you would think of it, and it just goes with it. It knows what it is, and if you like what it's offering, then you'll like it. If not, then you won't like it. And I'm torn on this movie, sadly. I was really enjoying it for the first half of the movie. I was really enjoying the comedy. I thought it was hilarious. There's memorable characters. The Greasy Strangler is a memorable character, and there were some funny little quirks to certain characters that I really enjoyed, and I liked where the story was going. I like how the Greasy Strangler only really killed people who he didn't like or just made his day miserable, and that was kind of funny to me. There were also some interesting shots in this movie, and the acting was pretty great from most of the actors in this film, and sadly, I'm not really familiar with any of them. The movie is unpredictable at points in terms of its structure and the directions that the story goes, and that was something I liked about it. I really enjoyed the tone of the film. That was another thing that was working for me. I enjoyed the tone throughout the entire runtime of the movie. And I did like that this movie was not afraid to get cartoonish and ridiculous with the kills. There were some really funny ideas in this movie, and really funny jokes. And I also liked the music in this movie. I thought it was memorable and funny. Although, my biggest issue with this movie is that everything that I said is a positive. In the first half, it works really well. The second half, not so much for the most part, because the movie just takes everything that was in the first half of the movie and just spams it to death in the second half of the movie. And I was just so disappointed by that. Like, there was nothing new being offered in the second half of this movie. All the jokes were being repeated 100 times. All of the elements of the story that we saw in the first half was just being repeated. Nothing new was being brought up. I didn't really care for the comedy after a certain point. I was starting to feel the runtime of the movie halfway through. And all of a sudden, it stopped being a movie that I enjoyed. Even though the same things were happening, it was just nothing new was being added. And I came up with this fantastic idea in my head. And that is, this movie is an hour and a half, but if you made a 40-minute short film out of this, the movie would have been much better, possibly even great. Like, that would have fixed the movie easily if it was just 40 minutes long and then just gone. And I didn't have to see the rest of it. And to give some props to the second half of the movie, there were some moments that I did like, and also I did like that this movie was not afraid to just go all out and just show you whatever it wanted or do whatever it wanted. That is one thing that I do respect about it. It's just that the second half just kind of ruins the entire experience for me, and honestly, if I were to rewatch this movie, I would just shut the movie off halfway through. All of my issues with this movie are fixed, basically. Because there's not really much of a story in this movie. Sure, there is an ending to it, and there are, I guess, some elements that kind of have a story being implied going on, but for the most part, it's kind of just a plotless movie with just random jokes going on, and with it being a comedy, it just fully embraces that things don't have to make sense, and there's only about 15 minutes worth of substance throughout the entire film, and I don't know, most of it is just kind of irrelevant. Most of the movie is just humor, gross out humor, or just this love triangle going on. That's pretty much the whole movie. And that's about all I have to say about The Greasy Strangler. I enjoyed half of the movie. The other half of the movie I did not enjoy. There were some great moments. There were points where I was genuinely laughing out loud and having a great time, and then the second half just ruined everything for me. I can rewatch half of this movie, and it's pretty easy to know which half of the movie I would rewatch. it would obviously be the first half, and the rest of it I can happily go the rest of my life without seeing again. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give The Greasy Strangler a 5 out of 10. And I guess you might be wondering, would I actually recommend this movie? If you're enjoying the first 10 minutes, if that's your cup of tea, then the first half of the movie is like the peak in terms of all these things that you'll enjoy. And then the rest of the movie is just going to spam it to death. And if you're fine with that, then you'll enjoy the whole film. If that's not something you particularly enjoy, then just stop halfway through. Or if you're not enjoying the movie at all within the first 10 minutes, shut the movie off right there. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of The Greasy Strangler, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next video up, and that's going to be for my Blu-ray collection video of 2025. Hopefully I don't screw anything up and everything goes well. I think I learned my lesson the first time, or at least last time, so look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.